Well, final words from Ian John Lewis, and it sounds as though half Chorley's here, cheering on Michael Jennings.
Shout, fake clean. I mean, defend yourself at all times, check hands.
The two-touch gloves, Bradley Pryce, as you could see as they stood face-to-face, marginally the taller man, but Michael Jennings has the stronger physique, and as we've said, a very much improved fighter. He stopped 10 of his last 12 opponents, and he's won all 27 fights of his professional career, a professional since 1999, and the action is underway in what could be a fascinating fight. Jennings in the black shorts, and Enzo Calzaghe, trainer of Bradley Pryce, said that in his opinion this was a 50-50 fight.
Well, it certainly is a dangerous fight for the champion to take in his first defence. There's nothing harder than fighting of somebody that's on a comeback, and that's exactly what Pryce is on. He's on the comeback trail, so he's going to be so dangerous. And you know, he is a good puncher. He does have good boxing skills. We can forget what Jennings done in winning the championship, because this represents a whole new different obstacle of problems for him.
Jennings doesn't want to get too overhyped in the early stages. Oh, and Pryce only just off target with that right-hand counter, and a good right hand from Jennings. Pryce is coming wading in the early stages here.
Pryce is a good puncher, but he gets a little bit right-hand happy, and he leaves himself open.
Oh, he's got him! Right hand Duke, chopping right hand, right hook, followed by the chopping right, and Jennings is down. Well, he's been down before in the first round of fights against Chris Saunders a year or two ago. He got up and won that one. What's going to happen now? And these are desperate moments for Michael Jennings, and Pryce has shown that punch power already.
Well, we said that Pryce is a good puncher, and he's just gone in from the beginning and giving, unfortunately for Jennings, a taste of his own medicine.
Oh, he's caught him again, Duke. Good left hand, and he's really going looking for Jennings.
Jennings will be lucky to get through this round. We've still got 1 minute and 18 to go, and Pryce is absolutely going for broke.
There's not 2 minutes of this fight gone yet, and this time a body shot almost put Jennings down. He's stumbling around the ring, totally disorientated. Uppercut went in there and caught him absolutely flush as well, and Jennings has somehow got to try and grab on, got to try and buy time. He caught Jimmy Vincent absolutely cold in his last fight and showed terrific punch power in doing that, but now he's on the receiving end, and now it's down to survival, and he's somehow got to get his way through what could be a torrid last 45 seconds of this opening round.
What an incredible start to this fight. You couldn't have hoped for a better fight from both boxers, but obviously Pryce is the one that's doing the damage. If he can just set himself, you know, Jennings still doesn't quite know where he is. He's doing the right thing. He's just trying to just pace himself and back off and just regroup a little bit, but Pryce is just giving him too much scope to get back into the fight.
As the danger moment passed, good jab from Pryce though, good shot. And Jennings again just wants to get inside and hold on, and Pryce throws him away. Ian John Lewis says that's not within the bounds of the rules, but you could see, you can just sense how absolutely fired up and committed for this fight Bradley Pryce is, and there the bell go to end a dramatic round. Bradley Pryce there in that corner has had a sensational opening round, and Jennings has been caught badly, floored in the first round. Can he now come back? He'll need all the support of this crowd, and Pryce senses that this could be his moment. He's challenged for this title before, went 8 rounds against Neil Sinclair, was knocked out on that occasion, and he was well in control, well certainly very much in that fight when the end came. Now, what is going to happen this time? Can he continue to box his way? He's had so much of a tendency over the years to get dragged into brawls, to let his boxing skills go, but it was the power in that opening round which caught Jennings, and Jennings trainer Brian Hughes saying, for goodness sake, keep yourself tucked in, keep behind that guard and box your way in.
Well, Jennings is obviously forcing the fight. I'm not so sure that's the right tactic to do against a big puncher as in Pryce. See, Pryce is just being, he's been a little bit cute, he's looking for the counter punch, but he's not obviously going to look for the knockout because he knows he can hurt the guy, so he's being quite cute.
crowd roaring Jennings on. Jennings, I'm told, has sold upwards of 1,000 tickets personally for this one. Good body shots in close, and another one, but he's clipped by the left-hand counter from Pryce as he came in. Pryce got the opportunity for this fight when a few people thought that his career was really drifting. Stopped one Sergei Stepkin, who's a decent Russian last year.
Pryce has got long arms, he really has, and what he's just doing is he's trying to measure Jennings. He's just trying to measure Jennings for the right hand again. See, Jennings is doing the right thing because he's holding the centre of the ring, which will tell you that he's dictating the pace of the fight and dictating the pattern of the fight.
Oh, that's better. And he picked his punch as well, coming in, led off behind the jab and followed with a really classy straight right hand, and Pryce felt the power of that. And Jennings, alas, maybe he was just a bit overhyped, maybe he was so charged up that he was gung-ho in the opening round and got caught cold, but now he's certainly working his way back in.
Yeah, good round by the champion, seems to have reasserted himself.
Caught again by that right hand though of Pryce. Pryce, who's been the 12-round distance 3 times. There's no way this pace can endure for 12 rounds. Something's got to give.
Now, this is certainly not going the 12-round schedule. Both boxers now, just trying to assert their authority. It's a good round this far from the champion. Obviously, he's got to take one to give one, but he's not prepared. He's not gone gun shy. He's taken a shot, he's touched down, but he's met fire with fire in this round.
Much better round this for Jennings, and after a torrid opener he's come back well. Pryce certainly won the first one. That's going to be a 10-8 round on the judges' scorecards, but Jennings coming back well in the second.
That's all. You're doing smashing, now you come back into it.
In that Jennings corner they're imploring him to continue working behind the jab and continue boxing his way in, as he did so well in that second round. Pryce had the dream start, but now, as they say, game on.
That's absolutely right, John. It is game on. But we've got both boxers now. It's become a little bit of a chess match almost, where they both want to hold centre of the ring. But this is where Jennings needs to keep it nice and tight.
They always say that chess is a game of war, and I wonder whether this is going to turn into being a ring war. It's got all the makings at this stage of being a great fight.
See, the champion's just starting to reassert himself now with just that little bit of upper body movement that he's giving Pryce.
Well, gloves low from Pryce, inviting Jennings in, and Jennings needs no second bidding.
I just wonder, as Pryce let the opportunity slip, he had the champion right where he wanted him in the beginning of the fight, and he may have just let that opportunity just gone out the window.
Jennings is going looking for him now. He's trying to control the centre of the ring, trying to boss this fight, trying to be the man who's the instigator of the aggression. He's a handy musician, Michael Jennings plays drums in a group, and he said, I'm about the only lad in the group who's not nervous when they go on stage. Well, watching him centre stage here tonight, you can understand exactly why.
Fantastic right hand from the champion, just snapped it right down the side of Pryce's jaw.
Oh, that's good work, putting his punches together well now, Jennings, and it's as though that knockdown in the first round never happened.
Well, Jennings is outworking Pryce, about 3-1, 3 shots to 1. Pryce needs to try and reassert himself, but he's having difficulty in doing that because he's carrying his left hand partly too low, and his work rate just isn't quite up to scratch. He carries the power, certainly, we've seen that in the first round. That was demonstrated then, but what he's not doing is using his physical strength to back the champion up.
Jennings has regained composure, spearing his man with the jab. Oh, good shot though from Pryce, and he's back with another big right hand.
That's what makes this fight so it keeps you on the seat of your chair. It really does. The champion's just a little bit vulnerable. He's walked onto another shot after getting in a really good round and starting this round really purposefully. He just walked onto another shot, but he's still forcing the fight.
Oh, what a terrific fight this is shaping up to be. Good work inside from Jennings. Pryce just wants to cover up and work away off the ropes now.
But this is the sign of a good champion. He's been hit, he's been hurt, and he's still prepared to stand and trade.
Great round. Hard one to score that round, Duke. I thought that Jennings just edged it. How did you have it?
I've given it even because Jennings started the fight well, but then he got wobbled a couple of times.
Well, what we do know is that this fight at this stage really could go either way. Jennings down in the opening round. Pryce dominated that first round, but Jennings has certainly come back into it, roared on by fanatical support here in Preston.
What we need to see from the champion is more lateral movement, more upper body movement. Sure, he's got a good work rate, he's got a nice combination of punches, but he's going in a straight line, coming out in a straight line, and that's where Pryce catches him.
Pryce just with the slight reach advantage, and that chopping right hand has been a real danger shot.
Well, that's been his honey punch, you know, from the beginning of this fight. It's been the right hand. It's caused the champion all kinds of problems.
Pryce was built up as a real hot prospect in his early career. I remember him losing to the London banger Ted Bami on the undercard of a Joe Calzaghe fight down in Cardiff a few years back, and it took him a little bit of a time to regroup after that. Had a suspension of the ring as well for activities outside the ring, but he's now back in there. He's won 2 of his last 5, but he's coming back strongly here. He knows that this is his great opportunity.
Well, as I said to you before, there's nothing worse than fighting a guy that's coming back on a comeback. He's got nothing to lose. Oh, good left hook there by Pryce. Fantastic, and Jennings walked straight onto it, took the shot quite well.
Well, you can hardly draw breath here, and Jennings is starting to unload. He's really looking for Pryce, but he can't afford to get caught. We know that.
I tell you, this fight really does keep you on the edge of your seat because, you know, both boxers just keep taking it in turns to tee off. Such
an atmospheric arena, this one, the Preston Guildhall. It was here earlier in the year that packed to the rafters in an ABA fight. I saw Amir Khan dumped on the seat of his pants in an amateur contest before he turned professional, of course, and well, what a roar there was on that occasion. Fever pitch excitement, and no less tonight.
Again, if you watch the pattern of this fight, it's Jennings who does the best work on the inside. You know, Pryce has to keep it long where he can land the long right hand. But it's Jennings here, right here. This is his turf, right here. See, there you go with the right hand. Lovely shot, and we've got Pryce now, who's hanging on for dear life.
Jennings having maybe his best round of the fight so far, threw a good uppercut in there, solid shot. And Pryce is not slipping too much of this. He's got involved in the sort of toe-to-toe brawl which has been his trademark fights, and now it's going to be down to desire. Good uppercut inside from Pryce.
Yeah, lovely uppercut, but as you can see, Jennings, he's the one that actually wants to tie him up on the inside and hold on where he can do his best work. Look at the uppercuts going from the champion.
You throw it away if you drop the man's down.
Both Duke McKenzie and I scoring that one clearly to Michael Jennings. And on my card, that gives Jennings a slight advantage. Duke's got it absolutely level. We go now into round 5. Michael Jennings is the man in the black and red shorts, and Bradley Pryce had him down in the opening round. What a fascinating fight. Will Pryce have the boxing skills to keep Jennings at bay? Jennings roared on by his fanatical support, and that is surely worth a couple of points in itself.
Yeah, you just imagine the pace of the fight to drop marginally, and that's what we've got now. And this favours Pryce, I believe, because he's got a snappy jab when he uses it, just needs to use it obviously a lot more. Start really, you know, pumping out the jab and start following that with the right hand. And for the champion, he needs to just roll in and roll out and just throw the combinations that he likes to throw on the inside.
They have got one mutual opponent on their record, Gavin Down, and both stopped him in 9 rounds, both Jennings and Pryce. Rather different way though. Jennings was in pretty much complete control of that fight. Pryce typically got himself into an absolute war. Down looked as though he was going to win it, and Pryce turned it round with a huge shot.
Oh, nice 1-2 there by Jennings. Absolutely right on the money. But he's throwing his right hand and he's leaving himself wide open when he throws it.
Well, whatever happens in this fight, there's going to be a few words, I would imagine, back in the gym for Michael Jennings. They'll be looking at the tapes of this and analysing it and looking and thinking, well, how on earth did that happen in the first round, and how has he been caught as often as he has? It was clear at the weigh-in yesterday, Duke. I know these things are not always indicative, but it was clear at the weigh-in that Bradley Pryce was really up for this. He really fancied it.
Well, you know, he's got nothing to lose. You know, he's got a big title opportunity, so he's going to be up for it. He's trained hard. They both train hard, and rightly so.
Look at this. This is real toe-to-toe commitment.
And, you know, throughout the whole of that exchange, the referee's been nowhere to be seen. These boys aren't interested in holding on. They just want to punch.
That's a good point, that. I mean, he and John Lewis, apart from picking up the count in the first round, we've hardly had to see him, have we? Absolutely.
You know, Pryce wants to stop blowing his nose in the middle of the ring because he's got a slight swelling under the eye, and that might blow his eye out.
Well, who's getting the better of those exchanges? You'll have your own ideas watching. The 3 judges here, Mark Green, John Keane, Marcus McDonnell, they'll be having a look as they come now towards the close of the 5th round, and Bradley Pryce is giving as good as he's getting. Another terrific round.
He's getting dispirited, but you've got to keep him on his back.
Very much more measured advice in that corner for Michael Jennings than there was for Bradley Pryce across the way. Enzo Calzaghe was saying, come on, you've got to get in there, bam, 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 you've got to pick up your work rate, you've got to get in there, dictate the fight.
Well, one fighter needs motivating and the other one needs instruction. There's a big difference.
Michael Jennings, the Lancastrian, the Chorley man, against Bradley Pryce from Newbridge. Joe Calzaghe territory, but aiming to show that there's more than one Welsh hero here tonight. What a great fight it's been. And another big right hand from Jennings, and just for a moment it looked as though Pryce was a little bit unsteady on his feet, and Jennings senses it.
Yeah, he hurt him all right with that right hand, make no mistake. And you've got Pryce who's doing the motion in him, he's calling him in, but that's obviously a telltale sign. That tells you that he was hurt.
There's real anger from his trainer, Enzo Calzaghe, saying, cut the showboating, get your gloves up and let's box.
Well, he's not winning the fight, so that's good instruction. But what we've got from Jennings now, he's taken control of the fight. He had a good last round, and he started this round really well to back up that boast. So, you know, we got the flash Pryce now just showing out a little bit, dropped his hands, trying to showboat, but that's not the right tactic.
Well, he's trying to sucker him in, surely, and hoping that he's going to catch him with a counter. But it's a huge gamble. A huge gamble, and again he just motions Jennings in, and Jennings again needs no second bidding. He's coming piling on right in front of us, and this is the speed and the pace at which this fight has been waged so far is remarkable.
Oh, fantastic right hand by the champion. Keeps getting through with right hands now.
Let me remind you that Michael Jennings is in the first defence of the title he won so dramatically earlier this year against Jimmy Vincent. And Pryce has given him so many worries, and again, just struggling to clear his nose and try and get his breathing better, the Welshman. Slightly the taller man, he's not been able to establish the jab though at any stage really. The boxing skills have come from Jennings, the punching has maybe come from Pryce, and Pryce trying to go to work again. Oh, good uppercuts inside, Duke. Yeah, good shots from Jennings.
Yeah, good shots from the champion. The lovely right uppercut. But just before that, you know, it was Pryce who delivered a nice hook. But the champion now is just starting to take authority.
How much does Bradley Pryce want this one? How much is he prepared to take to deliver what it takes to take this title?
Well, Well, he has to. He does have the power to turn this one around. It's whether he can actually deliver that shot.
Jennings, you suspect, is maybe the more natural welterweight. Pryce has fought at an even higher weight. He's fought as a light middle, but he started as a super feather. And I just feel that the greater natural strength lies with Michael Jennings. But we will see. It's all going to just depend the further this fight goes. It's going to be about more than just boxing skill. This one's going to be about stamina as well, as Jennings makes his way back to the corner. Another round for Jennings, Duke?
Absolutely, yeah. He's asserted himself really well in that round.
Now get back to your boxing now. No, not yet, Cal. Settle down now, son. All right, nice and relaxed now. That's lovely. He's gone and sat a smile. That means he's defeated, I'm telling you. You're all right, yeah, he is. All you've got to do now is place them shots in like you do. You knock him out, I promise you. Pick your spots. Don't just go in. Pick your spots now, and we go. Just pick them. Move, make him miss.
Brian Hughes, the trainer, in that corner, and there's the way how we've got it here. There's Duke's scorecard, and we've got it now to Jennings by a couple of rounds after that huge upset in the opening round when he was caught by the right hand. How much has Bradley Pryce got left? Seventh round. A lot of people thought this one might have finished quickly. But Jennings just has the superior boxing skills, maybe, and that's, I think, what's giving him the advantage at this stage.
It certainly is. At this point, John, it's everything's been thrown with timing, speed and precision.
Pryce has got to find a way to turn this one around. The tide has changed. It is now very much going in Michael Jennings' favour.
The champion's just got to be a little bit careful when he starts this onslaught, when he gets the challenger backed up, that he doesn't get caught with a swooping left hook.
Been a wild sort of day up here. Gales lashing the coast and across Lancashire, and there's all sorts of difficulty and a storm in itself for Bradley Pryce to contend with now, because Jennings is starting to get right on top and is starting to box his way clear in this one. It needs something now from the Welshman. 24 years old, remember, 4 years Jennings Junior, seems to have been around an awful long time as a professional. In fact, they've both been pro since 1999, but Pryce needs to find something big here to re-establish himself.
Yeah, there's a dispirited look about Pryce's work now. He's not throwing the amount of punches as he was in the earlier part of the fight, and he's just content just to lean in, really. There's nothing coming back.
Jennings, I get the impression, senses it. He's trying to go to work to the body and sap the strength and the determination and the resolve of Bradley Pryce, who's now more or less content to defend and to cover up, and he's looking a little bit unsteady in that corner. He's trying to present a mobile target, but referee Ian John Lewis is having a close look at this one, and there's not too much coming back from Pryce.
Well, he can pretend to showboat all he wants, but I think he's actually run out of steam and ideas. You know, I mean, you know, I've done similar things in my own career when I've run out of steam and ideas, and I'm telling you, that's not a good sign.
Well, Jennings, maybe wisely, not throwing everything in at that stage. He's too experienced to know that he has to go in there winging away when he's clearly winning the fight on boxing ability. Many's the fighter who's been suckered in on that one.
Absolutely, and, you know, Pryce is going back to the corner and he's just not throwing back anything. He's inviting the champion in, and just when you think he's going to try and sucker him into that honey punch, he does nothing.
Well, Pryce doesn't want to be taking those. There were 3 or 4 really solid headshots and nothing coming back from the Welshman. And as we were saying earlier, a slightly dispirited look about him as well there might be, and Pryce goes back to his corner looking tired and bruised around the bridge of his nose, and he needs a big round to get back into this one. Let's hear what Enzo Calzaghe's saying up there.
You've been doing that for fucking 4 rounds!
Well, he's saying that he'd really got to get in there in no uncertain terms.
Well, just when you thought he was going to throw the towel in, I mean, he was absolutely reading the right act to his young fighter there. But this is all Jennings. It's all about Jennings at this point. You know, right hands, right uppercuts, everything, elbows. You know, this guy's got tremendous willpower and a great variety of punches.
He deserves a lot of credit for this, Duke. He was absolutely all over the place in the opening round. And one big attack, one more big punch might have taken him out at that stage, but he's come back, and he's come back so well.
Well, he's got the heart, obviously, of a champion.
Michael Jennings from Chorley, as we go into the 8th of 12 rounds. In the black shorts, let me remind you, is now on our cards anyway, firmly in control. Enzo Calzaghe, in slightly industrial language, was telling Bradley Pryce that he needs to win the last 4 rounds.
Yeah, he needs to win the last 4 rounds. Fouling out a knockout will do, obviously.
Maybe he was saying that he needs to win 4 of the last 5, because we're actually in the 8th now. Scheduled to go 12, of course, championship distance. Pryce hasn't fought this year. He was due to have a title fight back in March. It never happened. Ring rust, maybe. He's got himself into great shape, and Jennings now really fancies his chances of taking him out.
Yeah, this is quality work from the champion. He's really asserted himself. He's really gone about his work in a really classy fashion. Uppercuts, hooks, elbows, heads. The champion's really starting to develop now. He can box and he can fight.
Good work from Jennings, this. Sometimes the British title, the old British title, the famous old Lonsdale belt is derided a little bit in the modern era of multiple titles, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with this as a title fight. This would stand comparison with many, many others, believe me.
Well, it's been hugely entertaining. There's been no quarter given by either boxer. They both come to fight. Oh, what a good right hand Jennings took there.
Well, this is the thing about Pryce. I mean, Jennings, although he's unloading here and although he's ahead, we do know that Pryce has got that bingo punch, and although he's maybe on rocky legs and he staggers with that right hand, he still has the power to come back, and that's what's going to make this fight absolutely fascinating. You can't take your eyes off it until the action ends.
But I tell you, that was a beautiful right uppercut, come right hand over the top there by Jennings, and I just thought that Pryce was just about to wilt and quit under the onslaught of punches.
Yeah, all fair play to his conditioning. He's taken some huge shots here, Pryce, but he's still coming back and he's still winging punches in.
Well, I tell you, he's been under a sustained barrage of punches now for the last several rounds. I think it's only a matter of time now before Jennings gets him out of there.
Well, we're in the 8th round, and Jennings must be a couple of rounds ahead on the cards. Must be, maybe more than that. The only round you could emphatically give to Pryce was the first. And I'd have no quibble if the judges had scored the rest to Jennings since then.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Jennings now a comfortable 4 rounds up. You know, if Jennings just shows him the jab and steps across to his right, he creates another angle to land the right hand, he'll get a clear shot in. It'll just take one good one now to put Bradley Pryce on the seat of his pants.
Well, what a round. And the fans at ringside absolutely loving this one, and they're right up in the bleachers as well, where they're all standing up and applauding, the flags are waving, and it's for Michael Jennings, the man from Lancashire, who looks as though he is now right in command. Here's some of the action from another frenetic round, and Jennings was the man who was really looking to unload.
Well, as I said before, it's all going in with Jennings. You know, obviously since winning the championship, he's got a newfound confidence, particularly in the fashion that he won his championship with, and it's really shown in this fight. Again, you know, you've got to give this guy a real pat on the back for his improvement from winning the championship to this point.
Well, there's words from Brian Hughes for Jennings, and there's Amir Khan at ringside, and I'm sure he's going to be enjoying this one. He's not only a terrific young fighter, he's a great fight fan as well, Amir. Loves being here at the big fights. And now we go into the 9th. Scheduled for 12. And Pryce, is it a final throw of the dice? He starts fast and tries to snap the jab, and I'm sure that they would have liked to have seen more of that in that Welsh camp earlier in the fight. He has good boxing skills, does Pryce. It's just that too often he doesn't show them. He gets dragged into brawls. perhaps it's because there's not really quite the authority in the jab, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, you could have fooled me. He started this round like Muhammad Ali. He was just hands down, jabbing, snapping that jab. It was fantastic to see, but it doesn't look like he can sustain that kind of a pressure. Had he have done this several rounds previously, obviously the fight would have taken a different pattern.
If he could have done, if he could have used that reach advantage, if he could have shown those boxing skills, well, who knows? As it is, it looks still as though the tide and the power and the destiny of this fight is going towards Jennings.
Jennings is obviously, he's really starting to wear Pryce down now with just the accumulation of punches and the regularity that these punches are landing.
Here comes Jennings again, right into the Pryce corner. The referee having to tell them to clean the action up because the heads are really going in, bumping and boring close. Look at that. That is a hard way to earn a living.
Well, not much. Jennings is a real buzzsaw of a fighter.
Who's going to have the greater stamina as the two land simultaneously, and it looks as though Jennings landed the more purposeful shot inside.
Yeah, I think Jennings has punched the living daylights out of Pryce now. Pryce is looking very dejected. Doesn't want this anymore, I'm sure.
Well, it's down to willpower, conditioning. How much more has Bradley Pryce, who has shown himself to be a very brave and proud fighter in there tonight, how much more has he got left to give? Has he got one final throw of the dice to somehow turn Jennings back? Oh, good left lead, but Jennings comes through it.
I tell you, it would be probably one of the turnarounds of all time of British boxing if this boy could turn this around Pryce.
Don't lay yourself open to the commentator's curse, Duke. You never know. You never know.
You don't know, John, but that's what makes this profession so brilliant. You know, you can be 4, 5, 6, 8 rounds ahead, and that one shot just turns it around.
Here comes Jennings again, finishing fast, and that'll catch the eyes of the judges. 3 judges nowadays will be officiating and giving their deliberations at ringside as the bell is barely heard above the cacophony from the 2,000 or more crowd here in this real gladiatorial arena here in Preston. And Jennings, we think, is now firmly in control.
Right, mate, you're boxing lovely now, you're well in front there. Don't throw it away.
You see some of the action from Jennings from that last round. He was really going to work. Good right hand there, and 2 solid shots thunder into the jaw of Pryce. How's he taking them, Duke?
Well, I really couldn't say it. It's just his will that's keeping him in the fight.
1-2's, Mike, stop leading with the right. You've done a fantastic amount of job. You've got to work with 2 hands. You've got to work with 2 hands. You're winning now, Brad. You understand it? You're giving the shots away. Turn him off the ropes and keep working with
New territory for Jennings, this one. He's never been the 12-round distance. Bradley Pryce has been 12 rounds on 3 occasions. And now forward they come once more. Moving into the closing stages of this fight. We're now in the 10th. Just 3 rounds remaining.
It's the champion who looks the stronger to me, though, because what you get from Pryce is just short little bursts of punches, and then he goes into a shell. He cannot sustain the work rate.
Those are damaging, hurtful punches inside. And they landed pretty well flush on Bradley Pryce. And there's a bit of a pitter-patter look about a lot of the work that Pryce is doing inside. The greater power and authority is coming from Jennings.
Yeah, Pryce is going back on his own accord. He's not getting pushed back, terribly pushed back. He's just walking back now. He's trying to find solace on the ring apron and on the ropes, but he's not finding it because what he's finding in the champion's just relentless in his approach.
I find it hard to see now how Bradley Pryce is going to come back from here. He's brave, my word, is he ever. But Michael Jennings will not be denied, surely. Is this now going to be him moving towards another notch, towards winning that prized Lonsdale belt outright.
Just not giving himself enough room now, the champion. Well, obviously he's a little bit tired, a little bit more fatigued. It's gone into a bit of a more of an uglier fight now because they're both holding a little bit.
Well, it's got a little bit ragged, but it's hardly surprising, is it? The pace in those early rounds was just so frenetic.
Absolutely, John. You know, these guys, whatever they're getting paid tonight, they more than deserve.
I'll let Frank Warren know that one.
Well, Frank will be the first to put his hand in his pocket, I'm telling you.
Absolutely, this has been a superb fight, no question about it. Pryce has just got to find something from somewhere to get Jennings to back up.
Well, you know what, John, I don't think he can. I don't think he's got anything left. You know, going back to maybe about the 8th, 7th round, I think he's been pretty spent from about that point. He's done brilliantly to this round. Because, you know, Jennings just hasn't allowed him anything at all. He stayed really close to him. He's nullified everything he's tried to do. And when he needs a breather, he takes a big step out where he's not in harm's way.
Well, last year when he beat Sergei Stepkin, though, he came from behind there and he won it in the last round. Jennings is on top, he's winning the fight, but Pryce has been here before.
Well, you know, I mean, we got Pryce just trying to reassert himself in the fight.
Let's see if we can get a word with Barry. How did you find that, Duke? Who do you got ahead now? What's the score at this stage?
Yeah, I've got Pryce winning everything from the 6th round on. He's won everything from the 6th round on. He's just too much. He's too much of a handful now for Pryce. Jennings is just working him over.
Right to his chest.
And in the corner there, I'm sure that there's no cooler head than Brian Hughes. He's not the sort of man to get ruffled. Never see him shouting or swearing in the corner. Always cool, calm advice.
Yeah, he's an excellent cornerman. They both are. But unfortunately for Pryce, he just doesn't quite have enough.
And that's what's damaging you in. Because you can't get no move. Go for me. Go for the jab. Release that.
Only a few minutes now remaining, and Michael Jennings will have retained his title. But he really does know that he's been in one tough fight tonight. Jennings in the black and red shorts, let me remind you, was down in the opening round, but he's come back so strongly and shown such confidence and authority in his boxing skills.
I think the champion's just decided to have a little bit of a breather in this round, because you can see he's just starting to just pace himself a little bit now, just stepping back marginally. Knows he's got the challenger exactly where he wants him. Doesn't want to do anything silly, doesn't want to walk into any silly punches, so just content just to pop the jab on occasion, because he knows he must be like maybe 4 or 5 rounds up.
He's got to be a long way clear now, and Pryce knows that he has got to go for broke. He's got to try and wing in some big shots from somewhere here, because that's the only way that he's going to turn this one around.
Well, you know, Pryce isn't really forcing the fight, and you would expect him to be, you know, at a last-ditched effort and really trying to land that bingo shot.
He's got to find the big one. Good jab, but that's not enough. It's got to be the power shot. Somewhere he's got to find it. He's got to tee off.
All credit to Pryce, because that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's biting on that gum shield for dear life, and he's really trying to sucker the champion in.
Jennings has to be a long way clear on the judges' scorecards, surely. Pryce would be getting full marks for bravery, for commitment, for determination, but Jennings is unstoppable. He keeps just ploughing forward, and he won't be denied.
It's full credit to both these boys that they've managed to maintain such a hard-paced fight. It's been physical at the best of times, but we've had skill, we've had determination, we've had heart, obviously the knockdown. So everything's been covered in this fight.
Jennings deserves a lot of credit for this. He's come back so well from what was an absolutely torrid opener. He was on the verge of defeat in that first round, but he's come back. Pryce is bravely trying to match fire with fire in there, and somehow dredge something out of his reserves of stamina to maybe swing it even at this last stage. But I don't think he's going to be able to find the big punch he needs. But what heart from Bradley Pryce. He's still trying to force the fight.
Well, you know, Pryce is going to wake up tomorrow morning and absolutely be kicking himself. You know, he had the championship won in that first round and he's blown it.
Oh, closing seconds there of what I think is probably another round for Jennings. Pryce bravely came in there, but what an outstanding fight this has been. Let's get a word from Barry McGuigan. It's been quite something, this one, Barry.
Oh, absolutely, John. This is one of the best domestic fights I've seen in a long, long time. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, Jennings was down and looked like he was out at that stage in the first round. He's really had to show mettle here today. He's had to show tenacity. He's had to show courage. He's had to show fitness. He's fighting at close range. It's not what he likes to do. He likes to box, but Bradley is so dangerous at long distance. Pryce is so dangerous that he's had to fight him at close range. But he's really come back, and it's a wonderful performance and a great fight. And Pryce showed in the last round he still has got something to offer. But I think he's got to knock this guy out. He's got to knock Jennings out at this stage to win the fight.
Well, there you are. That's the thoughts of Barry McGuigan, and I'm sure that that is what Enzo Calzaghe has told Bradley Pryce. And in the other corner, Brian Hughes will have said to Michael Jennings, just box your way through it and you have won your title, you've kept your belt. But this has been one tough fight, and the fans are standing up and cheering here. And can Bradley Pryce find the knockout punch from somewhere? And my word, he's going in there trying. This could be a sensational last 3 minutes. And look at this toe-to-toe action straight away. How are they finding the strength to keep this up at this stage?
Well, full credit to the champion for actually stepping up to the plate and taking such a dangerous fight. But he doesn't have to get involved in a punch-up in the last round. You know, he's a mile ahead on points. And, you know, obviously Pryce could turn this around with his raw power. So what he needs to do, the champion just needs to get on his bike. He's only got to stay on his feet to win. Just needs to get on his bike, but he's showing the heart of the champion and taking it to the challenger.
Well, Pryce, the Welshman from Newbridge, the town, of course, where Joe Calzaghe came from. Is he going to be able to find something, even at the 11th hour? Just 2 minutes to go in this superb contest, and he is bravely trying to match punches with Jennings, but Jennings looks once more now the stronger. It looks as though he's rode out the last big effort of Bradley Pryce, and he's right in the Welshman's face and trying to unload once more. He doesn't really need to do this. He could just box his way through the last 3 minutes, but Pryce has landed a good right hand in there.
He's got him with a fantastic right hand. He's hurt, the champions are definitely hurt. Oh, he's all over the place.
Uppercut from Pryce, and Jennings now is on the cusp of going down. If Pryce can find one more big one here, Jennings could go, and there's over a minute to go. It is going to be a sensational last minute, and Jennings has to ride out the storm. He's still on wobbly legs. Is he going to be able to hold on? And Pryce turns him and works away off the ropes. One more big shot. Oh, what a last round, and Jennings is all over the place. And Pryce, can he turn this one round at this stage? Last 50 seconds, and more big punches come in from Pryce. The few Welsh supporters who've come up here to urge him on are almost in the ring with the hero. But Jennings, I think, has gritted his teeth and rode out the storm, or has he? Has he? There's an uppercut in there from Pryce.
I'm not so sure he has, John. What a fantastic last round. Just when you thought the champion had it in the bin, he went looking for a punch-up, and Pryce nearly paid him off. He's had him all over the place, and he's still hurt. He still isn't clear even now. Just needs to hold on for dear life.
Well, this is a big round for Bradley Pryce, but he has not been able to put Jennings down, and I don't think it's going to be enough. But what heart from the Welshman, and he finishes right on top again. Another really solid right hand in the closing seconds of a terrific 12th round. Pryce celebrates, Jennings celebrates. Pryce is up on the ropes cheering to his fans. Jennings had one dreadful last round, a quite startling opening round as well, where Jennings almost looked as though he'd been knocked out. That is a quite astonishing fight. Jennings, I believe, has done enough to win it, but what terrific heart from Bradley Pryce to almost turn that one around in the final round. Just astonishing.
But wasn't
down. Let's have another look at that one. Here it is, and Jennings, when he took that one, it looked as though he was going to go.
God, he took the punch so flush. I mean, it's no wonder he took it, because he'd worked at a feverish pace from the beginning of the fight, but just started to run out of steam there and just walked onto the, you know, the big shot there by Pryce.
Oh, what a great fight either way. I mean, I think that Jennings has won this one, but Bradley Pryce, while we were watching that, looked over the ropes towards us a little bit ruefully, as much as to say, well, I thought I'd got him. And look at that, always lovely to see at the end of a fight, the two fighters embracing and showing that lovely mutual respect that you see between prize fighters. And well, we'll get the decision fairly soon. And all around, people once again are applauding these two fighters for a magnificent contest. British title fight. It's an old and famous belt, the Lonsdale belt, and two men there have dug so very, very deep in an effort to secure that bauble.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we render the decision, referee Ian John Lewis would like you to show your appreciation for both boxers in an absolutely blinding contest.
And here comes the verdict.
The scores. Judge Mark Green scores the contest 116 to 111. Judge John Keane scores the contest also 116 to 111. And Judge Marcus MacDonald scores the contest 116 to 112 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the welterweight champion of Great Britain from Chorley, Michael the Welcher Jennings.
So Jennings gets the
Ladies
verdict,
and gentlemen, your appreciation,
and it
please.
is almost sad that there had to be a loser in that one. I think Jennings really did deserve to win it, but what heart from this fella, what bravery.
Well, yeah, the champion deserved to win the fight, but, you know, at what cost? You know, he boxed when he should have fought, and fought when he should have boxed. Nearly threw it away. But congratulations, we won't see a better British title fight than that all year.
Well, the belt now is strapped around Michael Jennings' waist. He is the champion once more, but that is one outstanding boxing match. Quite superb. And Jennings celebrates. I wouldn't mind seeing that one again, but somehow I suspect that Michael Jennings won't want to see Bradley